tonight, less than 24 hours away from Super Tuesday and a lot of changes on the Democratic ticket. We're breaking it down before you head to the polls. Plus, a Wisconsin tribe is demanding millions in damages from Enbridge after filing a lawsuit over Line 5. And after some controversy, a housing development company and the community of Hermantown are finding common ground.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki. Thanks for joining us. Anthony is on assignment. We begin tonight with Campaign 2020 and some dramatic changes. Amy Klobuchar dropped out of the race today, one day after Pete Buttigieg called it quits. And tonight, both are endorsing Joe Biden alongside former Representative Beto O'Rourke, giving the former vice president a big boost on the eve of Super Tuesday. Ed O'Keefe reports on the sudden change.
Thank you, everyone.
As early as this morning, Senator Amy Klobuchar was telling her supporters not to give up.
I'm in the top 5 of vote totals now.
But this afternoon, she was out. And tonight, she, along with Pete Buttigieg, who dropped out yesterday, plan to endorse former Vice President Joe Biden at a rally in Texas. It's meant to consolidate the moderate wing of the Democratic Party and blunt the rise of Senator Bernie Sanders.
There's an awful lot of people who are running for office who don't want to run with Bernie at the top of the ticket as a self-proclaimed socialist.
One endorsement still on the table, that of former President Obama. Biden tells our Caitlin Huey Burns he hasn't asked for it.
I believe it's important that I demonstrate that I earned this on my own.
Biden is on a roll after a big South Carolina win, a primary that drew the highest Democratic turnout ever. His crowds and fundraising have both seen a boost. But Sanders is still the national frontrunner. Polls show him ahead in delegate-rich California and Texas, and neck with Senator Elizabeth Warren in her home state of Massachusetts.
The corporate elite is getting very nervous about our campaign, and they are doing everything that they possibly can in every way to try to stop us.
Former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who says he's not going anywhere, spoke with both Buttigieg and Klobuchar today.
I thought both of them behaved themselves, is a nice way to phrase it, but they represented their country and their states very well. And I felt sorry for them, but I'm in it to win it.
Meanwhile, Senator Bernie Sanders rallied in St. Paul, Minnesota tonight. He called on Klobuchar and Buttigieg supporters to join him in his campaign for the presidency. And locals are reacting to the news of Senator Klobuchar dropping out of the race and what this means ahead of Super Tuesday. UMD political science professor Cindy Rugeley says the Democratic Party's goal at this point is to defeat President Donald Trump. In doing so, they want to put the best candidate forward. With Bernie Sanders as the Democratic frontrunner, Rugeley believes the party does not think Bernie has a chance at beating Trump, leading to candidates like Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar dropping out to support former Vice President Joe Biden. While the two candidates threw their endorsements behind Biden tonight, Rugeley says she thinks Bernie will still claim Minnesota's delegates tomorrow.
I think that probably Bernie will finish first just because, you know, there's no shifting of his vote. In her case, I mean, she's got a percentage who probably already voted for her absentee, and then the same-day voters will probably go somewhere else.
Rugeley also added she thinks Klobuchar will more than likely be on any Democrats' list for cabinet appointment. Dave's here for a quick look at the weather. Sometimes we are concerned about weather and elections. Anything crazy going on tomorrow?
Well, there could be a bit of slip on the roadways tomorrow because the snow chance is breezing in tonight. Snow tonight, light stuff, and then perhaps a mix tomorrow as temperatures go up above freezing. So the higher pressure cell that brought us a bit of sunshine today is sliding away, and that upper level trough of lower pressure from the west is coming aboard, and it's kicking up some snow showers in the arrowhead of Minnesota right now. And there's a 50% chance Eartown will get that tonight and a 30% chance tomorrow morning as it shifts over to a mix. So out the door tomorrow morning, 30% chance for snow showers and a rain-snow mix, temperature around 25. Lunchtime, break in the action, partly sunny sky may come in briefly, high temperature around freezing. And then coming back home later on, it clouds up again, at least briefly. High temp goes to 37. That's about 8 degrees warmer than normal. But once we ease into the next day, it may come up sunny once again. Back and forth between sun and flurry is what we'll have for much of the week ahead, and we'll show you that timeline in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Back in January, the Hermantown City Council shot down a controversial development called the Arbors after community members voiced concerns with the project. Since then, the developer has been working with the community on a new project for the corner of Levake and Maple Grove Road. Tonight, that new development went before the council for preliminary approval. CBS 3's John Cardinelli was at the meeting. John, how did the community respond this time around?
Kristen, tonight was much more calm than past meetings as Joe Ryan, the CEO of Opinion, presented a new plan for the property called The Pillars to the Hermantown City Council. Ryan said his team took what they heard from the last meeting and met with community members to address their concerns. He said many of the improvements focused on reducing the building's height, moving it off the corner of the property, and putting in fewer units. The new plan includes one 3-story tall building. It would have 110 assisted living units, a drop from the 137 proposed in the original plan. Ryan says working with the community is not over until they have a final plan in place.
We're going to continue to improve what we've presented, and I'm here to listen. We're here to listen.
Meetings say they feel the new plan is more reflective of what they want on that property.
This looks like a much better fit than the previous plan. Still not happy with the 3 stories, but it looks much better, and I think it fits the location.
The council unanimously passed the preliminary plan tonight. The final plan will go before the Planning Commission on March 17th. The Hermantown City Council will then consider it on April 6th.
All right, thanks, John. 7 overdoses in 3 days. Duluth police say that's what led them to arrest a Milwaukee man today. Police say evidence at the scene of the overdoses pointed them to the 27-year-old. During a search warrant, they found he had heroin, money, and other drug-related items. He's being held in St. Louis County Jail awaiting charges. None of the overdoses were fatal. A Wisconsin tribe is demanding millions in damages from Enbridge in order to settle an ongoing lawsuit. The Bad River Band sent a letter to Enbridge leadership. It asked for $45 million in trespass damages. It also says the company needs to stop operating the Line 5 pipeline and either decommission Line 5 or reroute it outside the Bad River watershed. The band filed the lawsuit in July of 2019, trying to force Enbridge to move Line 5 off the reservation. Enbridge didn't respond to requests for comment. The lawsuit is currently set to go to trial in July of 2021. Pearl Harbor survivor Arleigh Burke was laid to rest today in Hoyt Lakes. Military honors were afforded by Iron Range veterans organizations, and taps was played by a Navy lieutenant commander. Burke was on board a U.S. Navy cruiser when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7th of 1941. Tomorrow night at 6, Dave Anderson will pay tribute to Arleigh Burke and Bruce Atwater of Bemidji. Atwater was a Coast Guard veteran of Pearl Harbor who passed away in January. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, impacted by coronavirus. A local graduate student is unable to finish his internship due to the spread of the illness. We hear from him after the break.
Record high temp for today is 54 from 1889. Record low 29 below from 1989. I remember one of these, not both. Well, neither extreme is coming our way for tomorrow, but a hair warmer than normal, which could be the trend for the week ahead, and we'll talk about that week coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS 3 Duluth.
Got you some sun protection.
But we work inside.
Now what?
He's doing surprise trust falls.
I trust you, Jim.
With Western National insuring your business,
you'll get me next time.
You'll have to find something else to worry about.
That
that's the cool unifying thing of Stella Maris Academy now, is that we have these 3 campuses that are unique in their own respects, but we have this one community that has come together to say, we support Catholic education here in Duluth, and let's make this something to be really proud of.
You can fake a lot of things. Solid steel isn't one of them. The L-Series compact tractors, built to get the job done right.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
Multi-course, one price, one destination. The Greater Downtown Council celebrates culinary mastery during the Spring Eat Downtown Duluth Restaurant Week, March 9th through the 14th, with lunch and dinner specials from these participating restaurants. Visit downtownduluth.com for Eat Downtown menus.
You already know that Kerry Toyota Superior is a great place to buy and service your vehicle, but we have a lot more to offer every driver and not just people with Toyotas. We have the Yakima line of products for the adventure seekers, including roof racks, bike and kayak racks, and cargo carriers. We also have running boards, bed steps, and Axis brand tonneau covers like I put on my truck. And for those of you who like a clean vehicle, we have professional detailing services and all-weather floor liners from Toyota and WeatherTech. Kerry Toyota Superior, we have something for every driver.
If we don't stop Donald Trump this time, shame on us. Americans deserve a president who has their back, who isn't afraid to take on powerful forces, who has a record of bringing people together, and most importantly, who gets things done. I know what it takes to win in the Midwest. It's not flyover country to me, it's home. I'm Amy Klobuchar. I approve this message because we need a president who can win for all of us.
Classic Rock KQ, the Northland's #1 radio station for almost 40 years. We thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station, Classic Rock 95 KQDS.
CBS3 weather is brought to you by Kerry Toyota. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Temperatures over the weekend crept into the 40s for a lot of towns, and today we stepped back thanks to a cool front that passed by, but it didn't take us below normal. Normal high temp is around 29, and we made it to 36 International Falls, 35 Hibbing, 39 degrees, close to 40 for our friends in Superior, and it also made it to 39 in Hayward. Similar temperatures, they'll be with us again tomorrow, much of the week ahead, and once we get to next weekend, the 40s could reappear. So it seems like spring is here now that March is here. But, you know, we native Northlanders get leery about that. March is the most blizzard-prone month statistically we have. And then April hasn't been any slouch last couple of years either. So there could still be at least 1 or 2 more snowstorms coming our way. But frankly, not this week. This week is fairly calm. A couple light snows, yes, but no big ones. Right now at the airport in Duluth, 29, 69% for the relative humidity, and a southwesterly wind is gusting to 17 miles per hour. Barometric pressure, that reading has been going down. Now it's down to 29.53, and that, of course, is because we do have a trough of lower pressure coming in from the northwest that's bringing 30 to 50% chances for light snow tonight and through about noon tomorrow. Right now, 26 Watersmeet, 31 Ironwood, 29 to 32 Hayward to Ashland, 32 also in Superior, 30 degrees for Moose Lake, and for Two Harbors, upper 20s from Ely through Virginia, Eveleth to Hibbing, upper 20s as well for Grand Rapids, and 30 for our friends in International Falls. Low temps tonight, probably 20s for most towns. The cloud cover creeping in will help keep those readings up, and that southwesterly wind at the surface will keep the warmer air coming in to boot. All right, taking a look towards the northwest, lighter snows have been pushing towards places like Itasca County, Coochin County, and even into St. Louis here now. And if your town hasn't had a couple of snow showers yet, it could through about tomorrow noon, whether you're in Wisconsin or in Michigan. Adding up to much? Frankly, I don't think so. I think the low pressure system with its flurries could go towards a ½ inch at best. But if there's a rain component added in with temperatures above freezing tomorrow, that could slick up the roadway. So do keep an eye on the roads and be careful. You know, black ice could pop up too. All those things we have to worry about this time of year. So for Tuesday, flurries into Wednesday, a little break in the action as higher pressure filters in between lows to bring us sunshine. Well, for Wednesday, only for Wednesday perhaps, because as early as Thursday, that other low pressure system towards Montana right now could bring back another mix Another lightish mix, but a wet one perhaps with warm temperatures, a couple of degrees above freezing. Tonight, temperatures below freezing, 22 to 29 in Minnesota, cooler inland, warmer by the lake, 40% chance for the light snow. It's a 50% chance after midnight for Wisconsin, Michigan, with lows there 25 to 30. For tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, highs 36 to 39 with a 30% mixed chance. Couple of peaks of sun midday are possible. And Minnesota gets that 30% mixed chance too, with highs 31 inland, 39 by the lake. And with the extended forecast, Kristen, we get the mix Tuesday, sunshine Wednesday, mix on Thursday, partial sunshine Friday, and then into Saturday, full-blown sunshine and 45, and another chance for a mix on Sunday, but still holding on to 45 degrees.
All right, thanks, Dave. A St. Scholastica graduate is unable to return to China to complete his music internship. Studying percussion performance and honing his skills at the United International College in Zhuhai, China, has been put on hold, possibly for good, due to the coronavirus outbreak. CBS3's Jesse Slater has his story.
Robert Runnels graduated from St. Scholastica in 2019, following the beat of his own drum.
All sorts of drums, timpani, and keyboard instruments.
Shortly after graduation, Runnels was offered a music internship overseas in the world's most populated country, China.
Did a lot of admin work, and I also got to work closely with students a lot. I gave one-on-one percussion lessons. Over
winter break, Runnels returned to Duluth in hopes to further his education at UMD.
I'd like to be a college professor, and this experience in China has really solidified that in my head.
He was supposed to return to his internship on February 1st, but that date has been repeatedly delayed due to the coronavirus.
I'm still able to work remotely. I'm still under contract with them, so I still, have to work for them, so I'm still getting paid, which is nice. It just really only affects how hands-on I can be.
China is ground zero for the outbreak, and it has spread rapidly throughout the country and the world.
I worry about them and my colleagues and my fellow interns as well.
For now, Runnels is stuck working from home, but says he's looking forward to returning to the country he's grown to love to complete his work.
Projecting that they'll be open up again in April or May to finish out the semester, so I hope to be able to go back then and collect half of my belongings that are still over there.
At this time, health officials are urging no travel to China due to the outbreak. Meanwhile, state health officials now say it's likely that coronavirus will arrive in Minnesota. This morning, they shared how they're preparing to handle it. While Governor Tim Walz said all 5 of the Minnesotans who have been tested for coronavirus came back negative, he said it probably won't be long before the state sees its first positive case. State Health Department Commissioner Jan Malcolm announced today that Minnesota's Public Health Laboratory is now ready to carry out its own coronavirus tests instead of sending test kits to the CDC. Malcolm also says the state will form a leadership group to think through possible response strategies. State officials say they don't want to scare Minnesotans, but instead want to protect those who are most at risk.
The majority of the cases are mild, but we all owe it to the vulnerable folks in our state and in our communities to do what we can do to prevent the spread of this disease.
To prevent the spread, Minnesota health officials urge you to cover your mouth when you cough, wash your hands, avoid touching your face, and above all else, stay home from work or school if you're feeling sick. They also encourage families to think about a possible personal response plan if someone in your family becomes ill. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, putting mental health first. That's the message from Wisconsin's governor as he signs legislation at a local school.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
The deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S.
The markets are plunging for a second straight day.
Health experts warn the U.S. is underprepared. Managing a crisis is what Mike Bloomberg does. In the aftermath of 9/11, he steadied and rebuilt America's largest city, oversaw emergency response to natural disasters, upgraded hospital preparedness to manage health crises, and he's funding cutting-edge research to contain epidemics. Tested, ready.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Minwax makes it so easy to make wood beautiful. Once you get started, you won't want to stop. Keep on finishing with Minwax, America's #1 selling interior stain.
Your water softener needs salt. You buy it, lug it, pour it, over and over. Save salt and the hassle with a Culligan high-efficiency water softener, the world's best. Click or call Culligan Water and start saving today.
Mark your calendars, because on March 6th, Pike Lake will be having our kindergarten roundup. Last names A to J come on down at 8:30 a.m. and K to Z at 10:30 a.m.
So with Dish, you get the Hopper, TV's most powerful DVR. It holds up to 2,000 hours. It holds all your favorite shows.
Fold in the raspberry cream mixture. Give it a jolly good turn.
Oh, this is the one where she makes the decorative fondant out of meringue.
What it does not hold?
Perfect.
Really, Clint?
It holds no judgment.
Love fondant.
Whatever your passion, record up to 2,000 hours of it with Dish. Tuned in to you.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
If we don't stop Donald Trump this time, shame on us. Americans deserve a president who has their back, who isn't afraid to take on powerful forces, who has a record of bringing people together, and most importantly, who gets things done. I know what it takes to win in the Midwest. It's not flyover country to me, it's home. I'm Amy Klobuchar. I approve this message because we need a president who can win for all of us.
The 2020 Yamaha XTR editions at RJ Sport and Cycle.
Classic Rock KQ, the Northland's #1 radio station for almost 40 years. We thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. Classic Rock 95 KQDS.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
Putting Wisconsin students' mental health first, Governor Tony Evers visited Ashland High School to sign 3 bills all aimed at doing exactly that. CBS3's Caitlin Moffitt explains how they hope to benefit students.
Mental health challenges are everywhere, especially for kids and teens who lack access to providers in Northwest Wisconsin. Governor Tony Evers says 21% of Wisconsin students struggle with mental health. He hopes 3 bills signed into law today will serve as a sign of hope.
Something we struggle with across the nation, but especially in Wisconsin, lack of, talking about northern Wisconsin, lack of providers is a really difficult issue. Ashland has taken this on big time with their programming.
Of the 3 bills Evers signed, one requires school ID cards to list the suicide prevention hotline. Evers says this will help students whenever and wherever they need it.
It's just another tool in that toolbox for us to help students get the support they need to prevent suicide.
Students in Ashland got to witness these bills being signed firsthand, something Ashland High School's principal says was a formative experience for their students.
We've been on a journey the last 4 years really around mental health for our students, and to see these things signed in front of our staff and our students is really a big deal.
School officials hope this move is just the first toward positive change for their community and beyond.
A lot of the good work is being done directly in our community, and to see more promise coming our way, more skills and tools for our staff and our students is only going to help increase the positivity of our community.
The other 2 bills signed into law today were to create a school-based mental health consultation program and improvements to how schools use seclusion within the classrooms. More details on those bills can be found on our website. Kelly's here for a look at what's going on in sports. Hey.
Hey, Kristen. We had some very good basketball action over at Romano Gym, including your alma mater, the Chisholm Blue Streaks. We're going to have highlights coming up next in sports.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
When I went to Aspen Dental, they asked me, what's wrong? I go,
I had rotting teeth in my mouth. My fiance hadn't seen me smile in 10 years. I have a child on the way here in the next 5 months. I would like to be able to smile in his first picture when he's born. They said we can do that. If I would have known that I was going to be 50 times happier with dentures, I would have fixed it before.
At Aspen Dental, we're all about yes. Like yes, dentures start at $3.99 per arch. And yes to a 90-day denture money-back guarantee. Don't wait. Book at aspendental.com or call today.
Years fly by. Your retirement date keeps getting closer. Rather than spending another year worrying about retirement, get a second opinion on your financial strategy. Let us answer your questions and show you how tax reduction strategies can benefit your retirement. Go to MPPLFinancial.com to download our free tax reduction checklist. Then call MPPL Financial this week for a complimentary second opinion consultation. A second opinion could be your best 2020 financial investment.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. With great deals, get ready to turn your dreams into reality.
Right now, during Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event, you can get $1,000 TFS APR cash when you finance a new 2020 Toyota RAV4.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Your work is your name. You live by it. At Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment, we take our name, our work, just as seriously. John Deere excavators, skid steers, and loaders have the compact agility and big-time ability you need to finish the job. Comfortable, affordable, and backed by a 2-year, 2,000-hour full machine warranty. Standard. In-person service calls and parts delivery keep you work ready. Our techs are highly trained and incredibly knowledgeable. Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment. We make sure the work lives up to your name.
Picture that first day Donald Trump is no longer the president. The sun's going to come up over a country even more divided with crises that still require urgent action. I am running to pick up the pieces of our divided nation and lead us toward real action to do something about health care, to do something about climate change, to tackle systemic racism, an American experience defined not by exclusion, but by belonging.
I'm Pete Buttigieg, and I approve this message.
Move snow with your half-ton pickup like the pros with the rugged Western HTS. A full-sized, full-featured snowplow that gives you pro-like performance without extra weight. Handle standard duty commercial or extended use homeowner plowing with the Western HTS. Serious snow control. Designed exclusively for your half-ton pickup.
Get your snowplow from the experts at JM Auto Service. We are Western Snowplow Headquarters.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
For a lot of our local teams, there are only a few more stops in the section bracket before they get to state. The Section 7 7A semifinals happening tonight at Romano Gym. Cherry and MIB facing off in the later game for a trip to the section championship. Opening minutes, Cherry with possession. Katie Peterson works it down low to Jessica Schroeder. Schroeder's bucket gets him on the board, right back at it. Schroeder again with the fight and the pain, puts it up and in. Here comes MIB a little later. Mia Gagno outside of the arc. That three is good, and the Tigers keeping it close at this point. More threes from MIB because they can sure hit them. This time it's Jordan Zubich. The 8th grader drills the triple. MIB goes on to pull ahead and never look back. They're heading to the Section 7A championship with the 60-46 win. In the earlier game, Cromwell Wright, the top seed, is heading to the section championship as well to face MIB. They handily beat Chisholm. They will play each other on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. at Romano Gym. Tonight at the Pentagon in Sioux Falls, the UMD women's basketball team battling the Mavericks for a trip to the NSIC championship. UMD tops Minnesota State by 3. They are on to their second straight NSIC championship. They'll face St. Cloud State tomorrow evening. And today the road came to an end for the UMD men's team in the NSIC tourney. They fell to number 5 Mankato. Brandon Meyer led the way with 30 points, followed closely behind by Alex Ilikanen with 29. Bulldogs no longer in the running for the conference tournament title, but they will await to see if an NCAA tournament spot is in their future. This weekend was a historic one for the UMD women's hockey team. It took a grand total of 9 hours and 30 minutes of hockey, but the Bulldogs kept it going and get to keep playing. Half of that total time was spent in one game on Saturday afternoon when UMD and Bemidji State played the longest game in WCHA history. With a grand total of 4 hours and 50 minutes, it is now the second longest game in NCAA history. That was the Bulldogs' only downfall of the weekend. They dropped that game, but came out victorious Friday and Sunday, earning their spot in the WCHA final face-off this Saturday. That's where the team will face Wisconsin for the 5th time this season. UMD is still winless with the Badgers this season. Their last contest of the regular season ended in a 5-5 tie with the WCHA regular season champs. It's pretty much win or go home for UMD on Saturday. Puck drop is down in Minneapolis with the Badgers at 2:07 p.m. As for the UMD men's team, it was a clean sweep for the 5th-ranked Bulldogs, making their final regular season road trip down in Colorado a success. For the second straight week, the University of Minnesota Duluth checked in at number 5 in the USCHO.com poll. UMD capped off a 4-game regular season sweep over the Tigers, winning 4-2 on Friday and 6-1 on Saturday. Saturday's victory saw 11 different point scorers for the Bulldogs, and with the win, UMD is now guaranteed of finishing no lower than second in the conference. Taking a look at the latest national poll, UMD sits at number 5 with only one other NCHC team ahead of them in the standings. North Dakota sits at number 2 behind Cornell. Denver right behind UMD. Western Michigan also cracks the poll at number 17. UMD will host its final series of the regular season this upcoming weekend at AMSOIL Arena. They host St. Cloud State. The Huskies swept the Bulldogs on their own ice back in January. Both games will be televised Friday and Saturday. Friday's game is on Fox Sports North and Saturday on the My9 Sports Network. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health, St. Mary's Heart and Vascular Center. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the U.S. Ask your doctor how to keep your heart healthy.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
That it was under control.
That's what my child said. But what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
Extreme speed. Soar from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Extreme Wi-Fi 360. It's 360 degrees of coverage and a whole new way to Wi-Fi. Extreme power. Streaming so real, you can feel it. Feel it. Extreme reliability. Because your life depends on it.
Sports are my passion and the love of my life. And when you watch a sportscast, the biggest compliment that I get is that you seem so excited about what you're talking about. And that's not an act for me. Who doesn't want to see someone, deliver their news in a fun way? So if you love it, I love it, you're going to see the authenticity that I think I bring to CBS3 Sports.
Watch sports with Kelly Hinseth on CBS3.
There is a complete lack of empathy in this guy in the White House right now. And I will bring that to you. If you have trouble stretching your paycheck to pay for that rent, I know you, and I will fight for you. If you have trouble deciding if you're going to pay for your child care or your long-term care, I know you, and I will fight for you. I would love your vote, and I would love the vote of America. Thank you. I'm Amy Klobuchar, and I approve this message.
Around here, we like our winters snowy, and we like them cold. Some might say that's not ordinary, but then this isn't your ordinary casino.
Get away from it all with Legendary Waters Resort and Casino's Hotel Winter Special. A Queen or King Deluxe is only $59 on select days, and there's plenty to keep you warm this winter.
Legendary Waters Resort and Casino. Escape ordinary. Experience legendary.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Our buy one, get one for $1 suit and sport coat sale is now in progress. Hundreds of options. Mainstream, downtown Duluth.
Well, before we go, a Minnesota woman went head-to-head with a world record yesterday. Stephanie Tennyson attempted the Guinness World Record for most chest-to-ground burpees in 1 hour. That record is 709 burpees. The 40-year-old mother tried to hit 720. That's one burpee every 5 seconds for 60 minutes. Tennyson did 715, but a judge said 12 did not count since they were not done correctly. So her official count was 703, just 6 shy of the record. Nonetheless, way to go. Very impressive. We'll see you tomorrow.